Well, that was downright awful. Now, we have not seen this from this team this year. So that's why I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to say, you know what? This team lately has not played very well. They have not, they're kind of playing 500 basketball right now. They're 5-5 in their last 10 games. They've struggled lately. However, we know how good this team is when they are healthy. Now, I'm not blaming this game tonight on health, because no matter what, you should have won this game. The Raptors did not defend very well at all, and they didn't shoot the ball well at all. When those two things happen, you are almost never going to win a game. And it showed tonight as the Raptors get absolutely clobbered 116-87 against the Orlando Magic. This is probably the first game that I've seen Kawhi Leonard actually struggle. And when he struggles, you need the supporting cast. And you didn't have it. Let's start right from the beginning here. First quarter, Raptors get going early. They're +4. At one point, I think they're +9 in the fourth quarter. In the first quarter, they're grooving. They're feeling good. They're +4 at the end of one, 29-25. We're like, that's what you like to see. And then just poof, it all goes away. Second quarter, Raptors only score 19 points and they give up 32. However, we have seen this team at deficits at the half. -13 going into halftime. Or sorry, in that second quarter. So you are -9 heading into halftime. You're in single digits still. Long way to go. You got to come out strong though in the third quarter. Yeah, they didn't. In that second quarter, however, Fred VanVleet goes down, hits his shoulder, and is down for quite a while. Eventually gets up. At some point does get back in the game. But I don't think he's okay. Because I think at that point, he had 9 points on 2 of 3 shooting, or whatever it was, 3 of 4, or something like that. And he was feeling good, right? He was making his shots. He goes down, and that shoulder. You guys remember last year in the playoffs? Miami in the last game of the year trying to go for that 60th win. You lose Fred VanVleet. You lose him for the first round and a bit of the second round or whatever it is. And he comes up against Cleveland, but he's clearly not the same. He's clearly hurting. His shot form's all off. And he misses a couple really big shots in those playoffs. It's the same shoulder. You guys worried? I'm a little bit for the fact of how banged up this Raptor team is. The way this is going this year. I don't want to feel that way, but what else am I supposed to believe right now? He only plays 23 minutes in the game, so he doesn't play much more time after that. I don't even know if he plays in the second half. You guys can let me know. If he does, it's for a very minimal amount of time. And he ends up shooting 3 of 12. So was that shoulder really affecting him? And then he came out of the game? Maybe. And that's something we got to look to moving forward. Let's get, I guess, the injury update, because you might as well. It's long enough. JV had the stitches removed, I think it was today, or the staples removed today. That's great news. He's on the road to recovery. I don't know any timetable on him yet, but I mean, that's great news to hear that he's got them out. And you saw him in pregame warm-up a little bit there. Ideally, no, it was more a shoot-around earlier today, I guess it was. But to see him there, to see him getting in the groove a little bit, excuse me, oh my God, it's great to see. Kyle Lowry, well, we knew right after the last game against Miami that he was not going to play today. And he doesn't. I'm assuming it's the whole back thing. Still scared because, Lowry misses quite a few games. Goes in for one game against his hometown Philly. And has now been out for a couple games afterwards. So there's the injury update for that. Norman Powell doesn't play for a personal reason, and I've loved his play as of late, so he was a big loss in the game. I'm not saying he was a deciding factor, but He has done a lot for this team since he's come back. He has shown a lot of presence. If you guys watch the games actually, you'll see how big of an impact he makes on the floor. So you're without those three guys, and then Fred VanVleet, you pretty much lose him late in the second quarter because he doesn't really either play well or play at all the rest of the game. It can't get any worse. Now let's go to the second half. Yeah, all that I broke down in the first half because I wanted to cover it all. Third quarter, you needed to come out firing. You needed to come out guns a-blazing. You really don't. Minus 20 in the third quarter. Raptors give up 35 points and they score 15. In the middle frames, the Raptors have given up 67 points and scored a total of 34. Yeah, you're not going to win many games when you're outscored by that in 2 quarters of play. Fourth quarter rolls around. The Raptors try to push it late. They're down by 31 at one point. Oop, they cut it to 20. But you're still on 20 points. They push it back up, and then you get smushed, and that's the rest of the game. 24-24 in the fourth quarter. So bottom line, you put the first quarter and the fourth quarter together, you're actually +4. You guys can do the math with the second and third quarter frames were, but they were awful. Now, I know, guys. I know. Everyone's going to go in the comments, oh, relax. It's just a regular season game. It matters in the playoffs. I know. But we're here to talk about this game and what this game was all about. And this game sucked. The Raptors as a whole shot 29% from the field, 34% from 3, and probably half of those were made in the fourth quarter when you're already down by 20, 28, 29 points, which doesn't matter. Yeah, free throw line, they were pretty good. 79% from the free throw line, 19 for 24. That's good to see. Rebounds. Awful. Minus 19. Nikola Vucevic absolutely ate the Raptors alive in the game today. He had 30 points and 20 rebounds. The Raptors were minus 19 on the glass. Yeah, that's a big presence of JV that you miss. Man, I miss JV. I really did. Kyle Lowry as a guard is a really good rebounder, so you've missed him as well. It's hard, right, to watch this team go down the way they did today. Somehow, with the minus 19 in the rebounds, you're +3 on the offensive glass. But that doesn't even matter, because let's go down here. Second chance points. You're minus 11 somehow. You're +3 on the offensive glass, yet you're minus 11 in second chance points. They had, where is it here? 11 offensive boards leading to 23 points. The Raptors, they had 14 offensive boards leading to 12. Big difference. Fast break points, we talk about how this team is so good when they get stops, get out and run. Well, the problem was they weren't getting stops, and when they weren't making their shots. They only had a total of 8 fast break points. Orlando had 18. And a number I hate to look at, where is it here? Points in the paint. Again, JV. Big guy inside. You miss that type of presence. The Raptors, I don't even know what the total is here. You guys can do the math on this one. 52-26 in favor of the Magic when it comes to in the paint. Ridiculous. Now, those are just those really, specific numbers and all that kind of stuff. But now let's go to what this team actually looked like. Who did what? Who looked good? Who just didn't look well at all? Which were most guys. Kawhi Leonard, I love the guy, but this was probably one of the games that he just didn't really play all that well. He got his shots, wasn't knocking them down. And you know what? That's not going to happen too often. 21 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists for Kawhi on 7 of 19 shooting, 2 of 5 from 3, minus 27 on the floor. He had a tough night there on really all ends of the ball. But you know what? Like I said, that's not going to happen very often. He'll come out in the next 3 games and show that he's an MVP candidate. We know that. But the problem was, he had 21, and Serge Ibaka had 17 points, 9 boards on 8 of 16 shooting. Now, you could say 7 or 8 of those were in the fourth quarter in meaningless moments. But he still had 17 points, 9 rebounds, whereas the rest of the team, Siakam, 4 points, 1 of 8 shooting. Terrible. Danny Green, 2 points on 1 of 6. Terrible. We already talked about Fred VanVleet. Yeah, he had 11 points, but again, I think he had 9 when he got hurt. So that's the problem. On 3 of 12 shooting, I think he was 2 of 7 from 3 as well. Not good. DeLon Wright, 2 of 8 from the field. Not good. Miles is terrible. 1 of 9 from the field. 7 points. Yeah, oh, great, 7 points. It's pretty good for him. Yeah, 5 of them were from the free throw line. OG Anunoby had 8 points and 2 of 4 shooting. And he was 2 of 2 from 3. Shoot the ball, OG! You were one of the only guys plus 50% shooting. Shoot the damn thing. Greg Monroe. I've loved what we've got from him, so far this year, but not tonight. He played a total of 10 minutes. He had no points, 5 rebounds on 0 of 4 shooting. He was a minus 10 in 10 minutes. He was bad. Chris Boucher, 9 points in 9 minutes. I mean, all of them were garbage time, so that doesn't really matter. There was only 2 guys in this game who shot over 50% for the Toronto Raptors. OG Anunoby, and he took a total of 4 shots. And Ibaka. And like I said, most of those were in garbage time. This is a game that at some point we're just going to have to throw away and move on from it because it sucked. This is the type of game that we're not going to see too often from the Toronto Raptors basketball club. It's not going to happen too often. The good news for Raptor fans is the next game, the Raptors do come back home, and they're taking on the Chicago Bulls. So, you look for a victory against a very bad Chicago Bulls team. This Raptor team needs to get a victory. They need a moral victory. They need the crowd to be loud behind them at home. They need to feel good. I know they probably felt great about the Miami game, but we want to see a full 48 minutes. I'm tired of this being down a ton at the half and having to come back. Because they tried that again today, and it just built and built and built and built and built, and by that time you're down by 30. It can't happen on a game-to-game basis. In the playoffs against good teams, they won't allow you to come back like that. I want to see a full 48 against the Chicago Bulls on Sunday evening, 6 o'clock tip-off there at Scotiabank Arena. We need this team to come out flying and show us something. I know it's Chicago, and I know no matter how good or bad the Raptors win against the Bulls on Sunday, that's what we're going to hear. Well, they beat the Bulls. Yeah, I know that, but it's for a moral victory and from an emotional standpoint for this Raptor team because they really haven't played well lately. 5-5 in their last 10. They've kind of been hovering. They've really got like 1 win, 1 loss, 2 wins, 2 losses, 2 wins, 1 loss. It's been like a really back and forth type of feel. This team needs to get on a little bit of a roll here. And you're facing a team like Chicago, who is not very good, and going into that game, I'm going to find this here. Hold on a second. The Bulls actually won tonight. I don't even know what's going on here, guys. You know what? They're 10-26. They're not a good team. Zach LaVine is basically the entire team. Him and Markkanen, and both guys are back from injury. And the Raptors haven't seen those 2 guys this year, so there you go. A little bit of different look. But you got to beat them. And I don't know if Lowry's going to be back. JV's not going to be back. Norman Powell, I'm assuming, is going to be back. You want to see a victory. And that's what I want. Not just for the Raptors team, not just for the record standpoint or the standings or whatever. For our emotional perspective. I want to come on here. Okay, last thing I'm going to say before I wrap this baby up. I want to come on here on Sunday night and be able to sit back and say, all right, that's a win. I don't care how it happens. I want to win. I know you guys do too. I don't care who you're playing. We want to see this game. We want to see this game be a victory by the Raptors. You want to see this team play an all-around good game. And we want to see a full 48 minutes there against the Chicago Bulls on Sunday night. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video and you guys did not enjoy the game today, smack that like button. Do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below, guys. What you think of the game? What you think of the video? All that great stuff. And Evan and I will talk to you guys probably January 2nd podcast edition. Links are in the description for the podcast channel and for the podcast itself on iTunes, guys. Twitter is also down below. Follow up. Send me a DM. Do all that great stuff. And I will talk to you guys Leaves edition as they beat the Columbus Blue Jackets 4-2. So the Leafs play well. The Raptors played terrible. But we'll bring down that really good Leaf game in a few minutes here. And as for the Toronto Raptors, guys, like we said, they need a bounce-back performance Sunday night at home, Scotiabank Arena, taking on the Bulls. 6 p.m. tip-off at Scotiabank Arena. I don't care about Zach LaVine. I don't care about Lauri Markkanen. Those two are fantastic players. I'm not knocking them. They're fantastic. But I don't care what this Raptor team is going up against in Chicago. Against Chicago. You got to win that game. Orlando had lost 4 straight and was terrible coming into today's game, and you got slaughtered by them. It's embarrassing for that team. So you want to take that next team and beat the snot out of them. So, let's see what they can do. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys did not enjoy the game today, because if you did, you're nuts. And I'll talk to you guys very shortly, Leafs edition, and Sunday, Raptors edition, as Raptors look to get back into the win column and give us something to breathe about and talk about something positive, because that's all we want. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you guys then.